All right, peeps, today we're going to be talking about creating a coordinate grid or creating lines on a coordinate grid using a table. I'm going to show you guys a couple examples on the board here. Um, the main thing for plotting your coordinate grid, first off, is going to be completing the table, because every point you get from the coordinate grid is going to be from your x and y value you get on each level of this table. It is a little bit different than what you guys are going to be working on, because obviously I'm doing it on the board, so I don't have all the numbered lines like you guys normally do. But they're the same things. So this would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going right would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the negative side, I have -1, -2, and then over here I'd also have -1, -2. So you will see me counting those. Sorry if you can't really see that, but you will see me counting them as I do the problem from the table here. Excuse me. So y'all, first off, starting off, they're just going to give you guys the relationship. The relationship is between the y and the x value. They'll always tell you something that y equals. There will be one or two occasions where they'll say what x equals, but most of the time, since y is what we call the dependent variable, or the one that will get changed, y is going to be at the top in this relationship box. This is just where you would have your relationship. There are two types of relationships. We'll really get more into that later on in the week. So when you have y equals, let's say y equals x plus 3. To find every value in this table, I'm going to choose a value for x, and I'm going to plug it into this formula up top. Watch how I do this first one. Y equals x plus 3. So let's say that x was 2. Since y equals x plus 3, 2 is my x, so y equals 2 plus 3, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So just if you think about these as a coordinate, this is 2, 5. That's what I would find on my coordinate grid here. Over 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 5 is right there. You know, mine's not going to be perfect because like I drew this. This is not one that was printed on the computer. So now I can choose another value for my x value, because I can choose that one. That's actually called the independent variable, the one that you could choose. I'm gonna use another kind of easy number here. I don't want to do too much difficult. I don't want to do anything too difficult, because I do want it all to stay on the graph. Looks like my graph might go to 8 or 9 over there. So the next number I'm going to try is x equals 5. Well, if x equals 5, 5 plus 3 is 8. So that means my next point should be at 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be right about here. All right, last number. I'm actually going to choose a negative number this time, but I'm still going to make it easy for myself. I'm going to choose -3. -3 plus 3 actually takes you to 0. So that means my next number, my last number on this number line is -3, 0. -1, -2, -3. Since my next number is 0, I don't go up or down at all. My last line would be right here. Sorry, my last point. I'm not going to draw the line, y'all, just because I don't want to ruin this thing that I've drawn on the board here. But what's cool about these is you can actually check to see if you got your answers correct by lining your ruler up or lining your pencil up with their points. Like this, kind of. So if you look, my ruler actually lines up with all of my points. I don't know if you can see that last one about the ruler there. My ruler actually lines up with all of my points. So that's how I can tell that my line is actually drawn correctly. In class, we would draw a line through it, but like I said, I don't want to mess up my marker grid here. So if you look, you can see that those lines are pretty straight. Those points are pretty straight lines. I'm actually going to do one more example with this, y'all, but I'm actually going to use one that has multiplication. So give me just a second. I'm going to pause it so I can change this table, and then we're going to do the multiplication one. All right, so the second one here is multiplication. The relationship says y equals 2 That means times, that little dot. So y'all, since we are using letters in our equation now, I don't write the x for multiplication when I'm using a variable because I don't want to say 2xx, which would be kind of confusing. So 2 times x can be written like that, or like we talked about before, I could have just written 2x, but I wanted you guys to see the little dot, which also means multiply. Just like before, we're going to choose our numbers. I'm going to choose some easy numbers because I know I'm going to be multiplying my x value times 2. So I'm going to choose some numbers that are pretty easy to multiply times 2, like 3. 0 is super easy to multiply times 2. And then I'm also going to do, let's say, -2. I'm going to mark these ones a little bit of a different color on here. That way you guys can see the difference. This is another good color I've got. So the last ones are green. I'm going to do these ones in blue. Hopefully you can see a little bit of a difference between these colors. So 3 is my x value for this table. 3 times 2 is 6. So my first point would be at 3, 6. Before I plot these, this time I'm actually going to find all of my points in the table. 2 times 0, easy math, 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times -2, 2 times -2 is -4. Now I can plot my points using my table. My first point is at 3, 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 6 is right about here. Sorry if that's hard to see. I will show you those points in just a second. My next point is at 0, 0, which is actually called the origin. We've talked about that before. And the last point is at -2, -4. -2, down 1, 2, 3, 4. -2, -4 is right about here. Again, y'all bear with me. I know that these graphs are not going to be perfect because I drew them by hand, but if you look pretty close, my last one's a little bit off. But if you look, all of my points are pretty close to lined up with my ruler, except for that last one at the bottom there that's kind of messed up. Y'all, people online, you're not really going to be doing much solving with these today. I did want you guys to watch this video. I'm going to have just a few questions for you guys to answer to get your credit for this introduction thing today. Your point should make a straight line. We have 2 different type of relationships. I'm not going to ask you anything about that right now. So please make sure you answer the few questions that I have after this video, guys. Thanks for watching.